Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. I'm delighted to have on the program David Horowitz, and one of the most thoughtful people out there, and one of the very few that truly understands the vastness of the ideological spectrums out there, because he's worked on both the far left and has become an advocate of freedom, true freedom as well. And David, you and I first met a few decades ago when you were working with the National Forum Foundation at the same time I was.
Wow.
And, yeah, we're both blasts in the past. I love the work you've done, always admired your work, at least since the mid-1970s. And
Yeah.
and I've been very impressed with the transformation and the work that you do.
Well, thank you.
What would you say is your focus today? I mean, you've done some
today I'm focused on this book I've written called The Great Betrayal, which is part of a series of books called The Black Book of the American Left. This is volume 3, where I hope to teach well-mannered conservatives how evil their opponents are. It's all about the left and their support for criminals, their support for America's enemies, their betrayal of this country. The Great Betrayal is about the war in Iraq. It really is about the Democrats' sabotage of the war on terror, beginning with the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, through the death of Osama bin Laden. The Democrats supported the war in Iraq. They voted for it. Their leaders did. And then 3 months into the war, they turned around and stabbed their country in the back. They called their president and the commander-in-chief of the forces that were in the field a liar. They said Bush lied, people died. This is worthy of a psychological warfare campaign conducted by the enemy.
Yeah.
And they proceeded to act like America's enemy for the next 5 years, destroying national security programs by supporting the leaks that led to their destruction, by saying that the war was immoral, illegal, and unnecessary. In other words, America was a war criminal. The Democratic Party should have been punished severely for this, except that Republicans were too polite to mention what the Democrats were doing.
Yeah, but also, isn't there a lot of collusion between the media and the Democrats? I mean, for example...
Look, they're all part of the same Communist Party.
Yeah. I mean, for example, they said he lied.
The media, the same people who attacked America during the Vietnam War, forced us out, and got 2.5 million Cambodians and Vietnamese slaughtered by the communists, whom they helped to power. And they don't say, we're communists, we want the communists to win, or we want Saddam Hussein to win. What they do is they hold demonstrations, and they call them anti-war demonstrations, like these racist demonstrations in the streets over the two killings. They're with the racists, but they are claiming to be anti-racist. Same thing with the Iraq War. There wasn't a single demonstration in front of the Iraq embassy to get Saddam Hussein to comply with 17 UN Security Council resolutions that he had defied. So the Democratic Party is now a total captive of the left. Obama comes from the same background I do. He's brought up by communists, and he never left, and he joined the post-communist left, which is a communist left.
What's interesting
and never left it. And
his
chief advisor, Valerie Jarrett, is the same way. And Obama is a racist. Why aren't Republicans calling him a racist? I mean, his chief advisor on race relations is Al Sharpton. It might as well be Louis Farrakhan.
Yeah.
What is wrong with conservatives and Republicans? Why are they so polite? The Democrats aren't polite. They're calling Republicans racist, sexist, homophobes.
The problem isn't the problem,
to fight them
David.
Back.
Hey,
fight
David.
Fire with fire.
David, you're absolutely brilliant, but I have so many questions for you, and I need to be able to ask those.
Go ahead.
The problem is that it's very hard to do it when not only is the left controlling the narrative, but the media helps them do it. I mean, you and I both know.
The left controls the narrative because conservatives won't fight back. There are these racist mobs in the streets. They are lynch mobs. They want these cops hung. regardless of the facts.
Right.
Why aren't they being attacked as racists?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
That's the way you fight them, and that's the way you derail their narrative. And don't worry about the media. I mean, yes, the media is left, but there's a vast internet, and Republicans manage to win elections anyway, despite the slanders.
It seems to me, though, that you have to be a minority to be able to determine who a racist is with our current culture. I mean, you and I are old white guys. We are naturally racist, aren't we?
Yeah,
just by our ethnicity and age.
You have to just withstand the attacks on you as an old white guy and not worry about it.
Right. Well, yeah, but it's very difficult. We live in a culture where whites can't be racist. We got a Supreme Court justice who makes jokes about white guys not being able to judge properly, but a Hispanic woman could, and no one talks about it.
We've got four communists on the Supreme Court. I mean,
Look, this country is in really bad shape. We won the election. Obama has destroyed the Democratic majority. Hopefully he'll destroy their presidential chances as well, just by his actions. People are seeing now what the left is about. They've taken it off.
Yes, and I disagree with that. I believe that the people, as they voted for Republicans, they voted for liberal policies all over the country. I think they have no idea what they do. I think the people are sheeple, and they vote emotionally. They don't vote logically. And so why they voted...
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you should get a copy of my book, Take No Prisoners, because it's all in there. Of course they vote emotionally, and that's the point. The Democrats are indicting... They indict conservatives morally, as racists, as women haters, as haters of the poor, as selfish. These are all moral terms. What are the moral terms that Republicans use against Democrats? There are none.
There are none.
They betrayed this country. They sabotaged the war on terror. They won't let us rearm in the face of the ISIS threat. And they're racists. They're supporting a lynch mob. This is a lynch mob in Ferguson. Hands up, don't shoot. Well, the autopsy showed that his hands weren't up. But they don't care about the facts. They're very smart politically, stupid in everything else. But politically, they're very smart. They know if you attack somebody as a racist, you're going to put them on the defensive, and you get a big advantage.
David, let me ask you,
So my advice is fight fire with fire. When I see, I would be more concerned about the media if I saw Republicans fighting fire with fire and the media not reporting it.
Yeah.
But if I guarantee you the first Republican who calls Barack Obama a racist will be on the front pages everywhere.
Yeah, and it won't be a good thing for that Republican.
Well, it will be a good thing because there's gazillions of Americans who are watching this charade, and these people.
They're waiting for someone to point out the emperor's not wearing.
Yeah,
any clothes.
I mean, it will resonate. Believe me, with a lot of people will want to hear this.
Well, I think we as a nation are suffering from the fact that the right gave up on academia, the right gave up on media, and the
true,
politics.
Like
the politics is the lag, isn't it? The politics is the lag.
That's true. I wrote 4 books on what's happened to our universities. I led a campaign. I got almost no support from conservatives, and so I lost the. My battle was just that there will be 2 sides to a question in a classroom. Instead of indoctrination, and the indoctrinators won.
Yeah.
But there was never a real fight by conservatives or by the Republican Party. But that's done.
Yeah,
that's over.
I got to wrap it up, David. We went over, in fact. David Horowitz.
Go ahead. Yeah.
What website would you like to mention?
To my book. The Great Betrayal, you can get it at Amazon. You can get it on frontpagemag.com. You should be able to get it in Barnes & Noble. They certainly would order it. Or you can go to Black Book of the American Left.
Very good. David Horowitz, thanks for your time, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so that's another great program. Glad that I'd be able to spend time with you. Great interviews today. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. Have a great day and spend it right here.
You've been listening to The Price of Business with Kevin Price, a production of Salem Communications Houston. Be sure to tune in next time for more fabulous insight from Kevin Price. And remember, folks, get your politicians nayed or sputed.